The Knicks, once again, in historic fashion, finished off an opponent, this time by a score of 144-114 over the Philadelphia 76ers to complete the sweep. Jalen Brunson had 22 points on 8 of 17 from the field. He was also 6 of 10 from three-point range. Miles McBride had an historic day from three, making 7 of his 9 attempts. The Knicks as a team went on to shoot 57% from three for the game. So what do you make of the Knicks' historic run, and do you believe that they would be favored over the Western Conference opponent should they manage to make it out of the Eastern Conference?
No.
We'll say the people. Say a flat out no to that last one.
Slow down, baby. But as to what I think may have unlocked the Knicks, I think it's a combination of things. They've had the right matchups. I think has played a part of it.
Yep.
Coming across a young, inexperienced Hawks team in the first round, which they kind of exploited to their advantage as that series went on. And with the Philadelphia 76ers, again, it's another franchise that's kind of idling on the side of the road right now.
Man.
Just, with the direction for what
it
looks like they're doing a little house cleaning today with Daryl Morey getting the axe.
Oh, yeah.
So it was kind of that aspect of it. And then in terms of what the Knicks did themselves strategically, until he got hurt, OG Anunoby was looking like the OG Anunoby that was in Toronto.
Man, OG he was shooting 57%.
And, being that high-level Swiss Army knife with size that, everyone was going crazy for 5-6 years ago in the free agent market. Like that OG was coming alive.
Yeah.
And then again, we talked about it earlier. You got to give Mike Brown credit. He saw something in terms of how he can maximize what Jalen Brunson does well, which is, play without the basketball, which is, I don't understand how seems to be taking everyone aback where, when he kind of got his first exposure in Dallas, it was kind of that way. They kind of just let him get the ball and kind of do his thing and, take the restraints off of him. So, Karl Anthony Towns, I think, has found a role that he's comfortable with where he can just kind of be who he is, which is a player that does everything really well, but doesn't have to be great consistently for an extended amount of time. If he can just do what he, does well, which is a little bit of everything consistently, that would lead to great results, which is how you're getting these, 30 and 40 and 50 point smackdowns that they're putting on people. And not to mention, man, McBride's a shooter.
Yeah.
He's had some nights where he can get hot and he can definitely light it up. So, I mean, whenever you can couple timely shooting with unlocking a new wrinkle in your offense in the postseason.
Yeah.
Because, I'm pretty sure Atlanta and, Philly, didn't expect them to go so heavy with, Cat at the nail up top.
Yeah, right.
So much. So, yeah, man.
That's
again,
something that guys didn't game plan for.
Yeah, and so you gotta give the Knicks credit for making the adjustments and the players buying in the adjustments. Because even after OG got hurt, I kind of thought that, okay, well, maybe this would make the series
a little more
Philly
even. Yeah. The Miles McBride said, not so fast, bro.
So
take these 7 threes with you.
So, I got to give them credit. But I think they would be a favorite over the West Coast favorites?
No,
I just don't, because, again, to what we talked about earlier, those the teams that are left out west, let's just say, in terms of the favorites, are kind of built on terms of what the current NBA is. Versatile bigs in terms of defense.
Sure.
Where, they can play from the box to the perimeter.
Yeah.
And then, wings galore.
Yep.
So.
And they're going to defend the 3-point line.
Absolutely. Yep.
Because Philly and then Atlanta late in their series, they just decided that that wasn't a priority.
They
they got
decided
their
they
eyes
weren't
shot
going
out.
to defend the three or make any threes.
Yeah, right.
Like, so, you know.
That's a bad combo.
Yeah,
Yeah. I tend to agree. Yeah. I mean, you know, like the Knicks have looked devastating, but it was a 6 and a 7 seed. And like you pointed out earlier, made them look like a 6 and a 7 seed. So shout out to them. You know, some teams struggle with lower seeds. Right. We not gonna name any teams.
Yeah, we ain't gonna bring up old shit, but
right.
just saying.
But at any rate, no, and like you said, he definitely got innovative with Cat, taking him up to the nail, allowing him to be a distributor. And obviously that strategy works when the 3-pointers are falling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're shooting 50% from three, you know, like that you can obviously stay with that. You know, like if the 3-pointers don't fall, then you have to come out of that.
Right.
And you got to get his scoring.
Right, but then you back to leaning on Cat.
Yes,
and
then
the real game begins.
And I think that's what they will find when the competition improves is that, you know, we brought this up last week, so I won't belabor it, but good teams have multiple ways that they can make you play. They have multiple ways that they can hurt you. They have multiple ways that they can beat you. So, you know, when they playing up to their standard, you know what I'm saying? And now when they meeting you at the 3-point line, running you off that 3-point line, and then running you into the paint where there's more defenders, more active hands, then, you know, these teams have multiple ways that they can beat you. They don't just beat you one way. You know, like really Philly, you know, they're not a versatile team, particularly when Embiid is out there. You know, they kind of got one way that they can beat you. Same thing with Atlanta. You know, like Atlanta's pieces haven't melded well enough yet where they can,
and they've got to get some shooting, and they will. I think with the group that they have down there, and they kind of have an identity now in terms of the style, the style that they want to play and how the DNA of the team is. I think it's starting to come together there. But Philly, man, it's time to pull the plug on that process shit. It's over. It's over.
You're not trusting the process
over,
anymore.
Man. and I mean, this is what, year 10?
I mean, like,
10, 11?
Listen. Joel Embiid, you know,
and God bless him, Joel. This is I think he's gotten the most out of his body that he can get.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, this ain't your fault, man. So sometimes it bees like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that, you know, he'll obviously drag himself into the office for the next 3 years because I think he's signed through 29.
Oh, dude, his contract's absurd.
Yeah, and it's huge.
But they have to. And can they get a injury compensation exception?
Yeah,
because what you're going to run the risk now you're infringing on the prime of Tyrese Maxey, who is an elite player.
Yeah, he is. He's a monster.
So Embiid is under contract until 28-29. Next year, he's at $57.9 million. 27-28, he's at $62.6 million. And then in 28-29, his player option is $67.2 million.
Oh, the young man's coming to work. Let's just go ahead and say the quiet part loud. He will be coming to work until 28-29. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, with if they got 25 left on the table, man.
If they gotta wheel me in, bro. Like, man, Lance, man, push my chair.
Man,
bro.
I'll be in there sliding like a seal on the court.
Right. Like, man, push me on in, bro. Yeah, I'm going to work. I'll see y'all later.
So now you have to wonder, if you're a guy like a Tyrese Maxey, like, how long did you put up with this?
I mean, right.
Because if it's frustrating for novice fans like us to watch,
right,
when you're and I mean, God knows it's got to be frustrating for Joel. I mean, God bless him. He know what his body was and what he could be, but
that contract.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's why Daryl Morey is out of there.
We know Joel is gonna be there because, you know, baby, his son is sweet.
Oh yeah, I'm coming to work.
Yeah, baby boy is gonna be straight. But if you're a Tyrese Maxey, because of the 3 years left on that contract,
That's going to severely hamper. Because I just said,
help can he get?
Because I just said that the second apron really only permits you to have 3 max players.
Yeah,
and now they got Edgecombe, so the Edgecombe's gonna need, because so Paul George will fall off, and then but by the time he falls off, if Edgecombe stays on the trajectory that he's on, he looks like he's going to be a max player. So now you're going to have him and Edgecombe, but now Embiid is going to be that third max player
at $69 million.
Yeah, right.
So
kind of constricting you.
The contract situation for Philadelphia right now. So for the next 2 years, 26, 27, 27, 28, Joel Embiid and Paul George will take up 67% of the cap.
Yeah. I told you.
Paul George has a player option in 27, 28. So after that, so going into 28, 29,
he's picking that up.
He will be off the books. And then Edgecombe's second year of his team option wouldn't be until 28, 29. So when he's due for his extension, Joel Embiid will be off the books.
That's what I was saying. Like, soon as they ready to go, you going so at least, but dang, I mean, but Maxey going.
But look at Tyrese.
That's
Maxey
4 years.
Of, you gotta wait 4 years to get cap relief, dog.
And Maxey's current contract ends after the 28-29 season. So
what is he? 23,
26,
26. Yeah.
So
he's 26 years old.
Yep.
So realistic,
they about to eat his prime.
Get your agent on the phone, dog.
You're right.
So realistically speaking, Philly is going to have to extend Maxey and Edgecombe at the same time, which is probably a good thing for them because they can solidify that. But at the same time, you're now totaling for the next 2 to 3 years with 2 years for sure with 67% of your cap locked up.
That process has totally ruined that franchise.
So this is one of those, unfortunately, this case right here is one where they need to tank.
Yeah, bro. Like,
because that's the only way they're going to add a third quality player. Yeah, right.
But now with the new lottery rules, it ain't
I know,
work.
it's not going to help. Yeah. So, that it actually, Philly situation is nasty, bro.
That's
a
Mr.
nasty
Grim,
situation.
Oh, Lord.
Because I mean, and it ain't, and it's not as if Paul George is the picture of health. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's sliding under the radar because we talking about Embiid, but he's locked up through
playoff PED.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but at any rate, man, we'll.
Speaking of tanking, Philadelphia does own their 2077 pick. They do have the Clippers 2028 first round pick, and 2029 they have the right to swap with on the Clippers as well.
All when Tyrese Maxey will be turning 30 years old.
I know,
man. That
poor
is
guy's about to get the bulk of his prime eaten into with this bad management.
Keep their eye on speed dial, man.